Welcome to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, hanging out with J-Dub and the Rocker Chick. This is the United States of Paranormal. Hi,
what
ladies.
Up? Hello.
So throughout this episode, if you hear this eerie sound in the background, it is because it is pouring rain outside, and just adds to that creepy factor. So if you hear it, that's what it is. It's not Jen, who's got gas. Apparently, she's been over there farting all night.
It's a chair, dang it.
Yeah,
See,
I blame the chair too.
Ooh, thunder!
You're gonna get it all tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna get it all. Well, as we start this episode, this is episode 53. Happy birthday to the United States of Paranormal. Last week they reached their 1 year mark, and Team Tejas kicked it off with ended it with one of their chiller fillers with the Call Guys and the Murd Nerds guest hosting with them. It's about 2:20, I think, maybe 2 hours 20 minutes or something like that. It goes by pretty quick. A lot of talk about a lot of different things, and if you haven't listened to it, and you're going to be surprised at what I say right now, but that was Team Tejas's last episode with us. Most people who are listening probably listen to that one and know. So, I just want to thank them. They worked their asses off for this podcast, and we got a lot of great merchandise and more thunder. I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss having them around. I mean, they did every other episode, so now
we have to pull the weight.
Yes, we are going to pull the weight. So hopefully all of the Two-Stop listeners enjoy Team Boozers, because now you get all Team Boozers.
Whoa! Send us your ideas.
Yeah, definitely want to hear them.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll step into a couple chiller fillers in the next few months. We'll do some of that where we just sit around and talk about different things, and hopefully maybe we'll get some guests and do things like that. We'll try to change it up a little bit more from our format of what we normally do to keep it interesting, and the new sound effects of rain on the roof.
Yes,
so.
I like it. Sit back, relax. Just don't fall asleep. Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Sound of rain.
It's warm and cozy in here in the studio, and now the sound of pouring rain.
Leaning back in my chair.
Wake up! Wake up!
Woo!
So what have you guys been up to since our last recording session? Anything exciting?
Yeah, working.
Oh.
Gotta make that money.
Gotta make those Benjamins. Gotta get that flowing. Hey, listen, I was just talking to Gunner, and I was just telling him, I have a lifestyle that I'm, used to keeping up. You can tell by my big fat belly that I like food.
Whatever.
I do want to throw out to Logan, they were talking about pizza in the last episode. What you didn't bring up was Pizza King. They were talking about how he loved Pizza Hut, and he didn't bring up Pizza King. Pizza King is an Indiana thing.
It is, yes.
And I know he's probably had one or two of those when he lived up here, but that is the pizza of choice right there. Oh, wow. J-Dub's got a little snub of the nose there.
No, there was there used to be in North Manchester, but there's still one in Wabash. Goodfellas. Oh my God. That shit was amazing.
Really?
Yes.
The one in Wabash is not as good as the one in Manchester had?
Well, the one in Manchester, they closed. They had more business at the Wabash one, I guess.
But it's the same pizza, so it'd probably be just as good as what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is it worth an hour drive
Yes.
to get takeout?
Well, I don't know about takeout because it'll be cold by the time you get home, but
What was the pizza place we went to in Wabash when we were up there with Billy and Tina?
The pizza place? That we went with Billy and Tina.
We brought it back to the hotel. And
I'll be shit if I can remember what that
remember
was.
either. All right.
That's terrible. Why would you bring that up? Now this is going to haunt my fucking
She
nightmares.
said Goodfellas, and I'm just like, I don't remember that being called Goodfellas. Anyways.
But does it matter? You don't think there's another pizza place in Wabash?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, if you could see the look I got there, that was horrible. Now she's just ignoring me. She's like, I'm gonna fuck with this headphone wire while you just be an asshole.
Yep. Used to it.
Every day, this is what I deal with. Every day.
well, she deals with you every day.
Exactly.
So yeah, Team Tejas is done. We wish them the best luck on their rest and recuperation, and into their next adventures.
Happy trails to you.
Jen is really upset that she wasn't invited to be on episode 52.
Who was it?
You.
Oh, yeah. I was.
You can't hear us over top of the rain beating down. I was for a while, and then I got over it. I was like, come on, man. You had Alicia on there with Murd Nerds. I'm a Murd Nerd. I'm a Tucson guy. I didn't even make the birthday episode.
Yeah, but they didn't want to cry. If you were, on it, they probably would have all cried.
That's true. Yeah. You think I would have cried?
Probably.
Yeah.
You're weak.
You're a very emotional man.
Emotional damage.
I am very emotional. It's like I'm going through menopause or something. Menopause. Yeah, that's right. I'm going through menopause. All right. It's that time. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
If you had to disappear, how would you do so, and where would you go? Oh, they're deep in thought. They're deep in thought. Deeper. Oh, J-Dub's got something.
She's got it.
Like, would I have to do something for me to disappear?
How would you do so? How would you disappear, and where would you go? Would you, fake your own death? Would you, pretend you got kidnapped?
Oh, like
Would
that.
you tell everybody you had anal tuberculosis and died?
You got anal probed by aliens and got abducted?
Oh, see, even better.
Hey.
Did you get abducted by aliens?
Yep. No.
That's
Fuck no. Because everybody know I'd be dead. Yeah, I would really be dead.
So how would you disappear? Wow, that's a stumper
All right,
today.
I think I would just walk away. People would just think that somebody took me or...
Well, there's no dramatic glory in
because
that.
you guys don't know what happened to me. Just disappeared. Just
Well,
kept walking.
I wouldn't have been able to just disappear because I have horses that would have to disappear with me.
Oh, that's.
Oh, so you'd ride away.
Yeah, I'd ride away.
But then they would know that you rode away because the horses would be gone.
Yeah.
You're trying to disappear.
I'd wear a sheet while I'm riding the horse. So I'm a ghost. I don't know.
Do you have an answer for this? How would you disappear?
Oh, it's a long, long tail, and I just want you guys to answer your side first before I answer mine.
Because he doesn't have.
I would make it up that I was kidnapped. Then I mean, yeah, that would
Really,
be how,
that's what you're going to go with now
because you said
because
but I just can't walk away.
You can't just walk away.
You would think somebody kidnapped me if I didn't come back, wouldn't you?
I would think that I would actually set up clues to show that I got kidnapped. Like, why did we found his wallet 3 miles down the road, and here's his cell phone. It was in Topeka, Kansas, and I would just have fun with it. I mean, if you're gonna disappear, you might as well just scatter all kinds of clues all over the United States just to fuck with people. But where would you go? Would you leave the country? Would you?
That'd be kind of hard with horses. I'm still taking them.
Okay, so J-Dub's moving to Montana.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
That's a lot of open range for those horses out there.
I could go off the grid. That's how I'd do it. I just disappear and go off the grid.
Could you actually go off the grid?
Oh, yeah.
She shits in buckets.
I do. I could go anywhere. It's not like you that has to go home.
Well, if it was my own personal outhouse, it would be okay. It's my own personal bucket, out back of the house. That's a whole different scenario than, plopping a bucket on New 30 while you're going to Fort Wayne.
Or stand on your car seat and just pee in a cup. When you got to go, you got to go.
Stand on your car seat?
Yeah.
Do you need a car seat when you drive there, Shorty?
No.
Listen, do you have cup holders and a little special design on the back of it?
Oh my God, I can picture this.
Listen. When you're in Indiana and it's flipping winter and you're stopped on 30 because there's an accident or something, and it's like backed up traffic for like miles, and you've been sitting there a half hour and you already drank like a whole thing of pop, you gotta go. So I just found a cup in my truck and yanked my pants down and squatted on my seat. And I just peed in a cup, rolled my window down, and dumped it out. And then I threw the cup away because I am not a litterer. Litterer.
Are you picturing this?
She gets stuck in some crazy situations. I think, do you have a bad bladder?
I do have to go all the time.
Is that a true story?
It is, I promise you.
Yes, I was picturing it as soon as she said she was standing on her car seat.
It was in one of those giant Notre Dame cups.
You couldn't wash the cup out and use it again?
Oh, ew. It wasn't like one of those fancy cups. It was like one of the
souvenir cups or whatever. Yeah,
like from McDonald's or something.
Did you accidentally hit the horn or anything? It's like,
Nope. I just peed in a cup, rolled my window down, and poured it out.
Okay.
Yellow snow.
Okay. Once again, this all started with her vanishing to Montana with her horses.
Because I could be off the grid.
She could be off the grid.
I don't know. What about you? Could you be off the grid?
That's tricky. Yes, if I was going to disappear, then yes, I could be off the. If it was my own decision to disappear, then yes.
Be like Little House on the Prairie.
If you weren't gonna disappear, quote unquote, if you weren't disappearing, you were just gonna go live in Montana where there's, it's just so wide open. Could you do without the internet and all the stuff that goes with it?
Yes.
No phone, no internet, just think.
As long as I had running water, I'm okay.
Think about Billy and Tina going to that place when they, went up to that lake that they were doing. I mean, that's pretty much what we're talking about. There's no phone signal. There's no internet. There is running water in a bed, but you just basically have to whittle sticks on the porch.
No, that's fine. Yes.
I would, J-Dub, I would say you would do that. About 3 days of whittling sticks, just be like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I can't play my card game on my phone. I'm going home.
No, if you don't have that stuff in front of you, then you'll find something else to do.
What would you do?
I would go wander around wherever I was at.
She'd whittle sticks.
I'd whittle sticks. I'd plant gardens. I'd do whatever I needed to do.
Should go hunting.
I don't have to do that stuff right now, but I could.
I wish you guys could see my face.
I see your face, and you're an asshole.
No, my husband would probably be like, "You're a liar," and say I couldn't do it. But I mean, I tent camped when I was little with my parents all the time. We didn't have any toilets or any running water, and slept on the ground. And we camp now. I mean, it's a little different because I can't sleep on the ground.
I refuse to sleep on the ground. I think the last time we did it, it was absolutely miserable, and I won't do it no more. You know, that's we got a blow up mattress, and that deflates halfway in the middle of the night, or I move and she shoots off the other side, or you know.
Okay, I can see one stipulation to that. I would need some way of getting music. That would be my only stipulation.
What if you had a record player with records?
Well, yeah, we're not saying this place in Montana doesn't have electricity. I'm not saying that you won't have power in there. You just won't have connection to the outside world. You just live in your own. I mean, you could have. I'd make you listen to vinyl. Be like, oh, we're just taking the records. There's no CDs. There's no streaming.
I can't even do radio. I mean,
nope. There's no radio signal. Damn. Nope. You got to listen to the same 4 records over and over again.
Oh, somebody would be
Flicker Stick, Welcome Home the Astronauts, Flicker Stick, Tarantula.
No, you know me. I gotta have different.
You can have one
all
Miley.
the time.
You can have one Miley album. What would it be?
What?
If you could have one Miley album to take with you, what would it be?
Whatever Wrecking Ball was on.
Yeah, the Bangers one. That'd be a good one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I know there's my 3. I only need those
more
3.
than that. No,
I
I
only
need
need 3.
the whole shebang, from country to everything, because I get in different moods.
Really?
Yes. So I would have to hook myself up.
Hadn't noticed that mood swing at any point ever.
Whatever. Comes in. So why are you on country?
I don't mind country.
So those were your 3. What will be your 3 if you could only have 3?
Yeah, think about that one. What would it be? Would you take the Miley Bangers vinyl with you?
If I could only have 3.
You think for a second.
Yes, and
wait, the band? Yes.
No, Miley's Bangers.
Oh,
Green Day, American Idiot.
Okay.
And I don't know. My 3rd one would probably have to be like that's now whatever.
Oh, nice choice. There you go. Nice choice.
Songs.
Take a various artist disc with you.
Yes.
How about you, J-Dub? What would your 3 be?
Probably Skillet Monsters album. Or Skillet's Monster album. And then probably anything that Tommy Vext, that used to be on Bad Wolves, puts out.
Okay.
And then probably Avenged Sevenfold.
Ooh, that's a good one. Bad Wolves, didn't we see them?
We did, but we didn't see him with that. We saw him with their new singer. We didn't see him. Yeah.
The new shit show. Yeah.
He didn't do bad. He wasn't the same.
He's not Tommy.
He's not. Yeah, he's definitely not the same. But we did see Bad Wolves, and they lit it up with Zombie. That's for sure. The place went nuts. I mean, you couldn't hear the band over everybody singing along with him. So it was pretty cool. I always love to hear that. But you know who else does a great version of Zombie? Miley.
I thought you were going to say the rocker chick. Damn.
She does an okay version of it. Yeah.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I was thinking mainstream. I wasn't thinking my own personal studio recording.
That would probably be good too, because Miley's raspy.
She does a really good job. You can stream that. It's I think it's a live piece, but it's really, really, really good.
Yeah, she's good at it.
Yeah. All right, we now that we've talked about some various really weird shit, You guys are peeing in a cup on the side of 30. That's something that might haunt me forever. I can't wait till you play this for Lindsay next week. She'd be like, I can just see her just looking at you. Just like, did you really just say that?
She knows I'm an idiot. I'm an odd one.
She's an oddball, people. She's an oddball.
I'm just me.
That's why we brought her on, because she's an oddie, just like all the rest of us. All right, well, let's get into my story for today. Now, I guess I'm just going to start with this. There is a 150-year-old oak tree located in Oak Hammond Park in Port St. Lucie, Florida, that is called the Devil's Tree.
Ooh.
Now, I don't want you to get this confused with the Devil's Tree that is in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, the one that the Jersey Devil has been known to perch on. This is a whole different scenario of why they call it the Devil's Tree. And I told you a couple days ago that you might hate me for this story because it is a gruesome story. I've actually told her a little bit about it. And so are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So before we start talking about the tree, I want to tell you a story. And it starts on a snowy March in Wisconsin with a boy named John Shaper. He was born that day. Do you know him? Never heard this story?
I don't know. Keep going.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, Gerald didn't have a great childhood. He was actually born into a family with a drunken, abusive father. As he was growing up, he actually often wished that he was born the opposite gender because his father's rage was always directed at him, but his sister was left unpunished, unharmed, was never yelled at, never beaten. And so he had that mentality that because he was a boy, that was why he got beat. So he often wanted to be a girl because of that. He resented and worshipped the opposite sex and would sometimes steal women's underwear and then wear them in private. They're just shaking their head at me. You guys got nothing for that?
Keep going.
So as Gerald started to grow up, grow older, his obsession started to actually turn dark. And he actually started to inflict harm on himself to kind of, get that pain, to feel that pain, to feel, more and more. You know how psychos are, they'll cut themselves or hurt themselves. He had this thing where he would actually tie himself to a tree as tight as he could and inflict self-abuse that way. So I'm not sure exactly how you do that. How do you tie yourself to a tree so tight that you can't move?
You wrap the rope around and then just keep pulling.
On your waist. Then
I always thought it was something you just wrap your wrist somehow and do it that way. I guess that's how I envisioned it. But yeah, I didn't think about wrapping around your waist or legs and as tight as you could get it. Your upper torso, your upper torso. So during this time, they kind of moved around a little bit. He ended up in Atlanta, Georgia, when he started tying himself to trees and doing that shit. But also in that time change, he went from hurting himself to abusing animals. That is, I always think that is a natural progression for that mind state where you kind of go from brutalizing yourself to killing the neighbor cat or the neighborhood cat, squirrels, frogs, shit like that. But he started abusing animals. As he got older, as he got older, he decided he wanted to position himself in authority and power. So he decided to join the priesthood, of all weird ass shit to do. He went to the Catholic Church. He went and did, he sat down with the head priest and all that stuff, and they turned him away because he was just too fucking weird. They just got a weird vibe off of him, and they were like, no. So
wow, that's pretty. I thought they accepted anybody. So he must have been really.
They said he was pretty weird. Years later, check this out. He accepted the position of principal at Plantation High School. But was soon fired for inappropriate behavior in some of the things that he was saying and doing to the students.
Imagine that.
Yeah. He then went on to get his first job as a police officer, only to be fired for using police case files to locate and contact vulnerable young girls and ask them out on dates.
He's a real winner.
He's definitely. So, yeah, he was fired from that, but he was hired again by a different police department, which is a big chunk of where our story falls, where he was a police officer. They didn't give me a place where he was a police officer. I'm assuming it's in Florida. Around St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie. There you go. Yes. Okay. On January 8th, 1971, where the mighty oak stands, the tale of the Devil's Tree begins for us. Gerald sexually attacks and mutilates 2 teenage girls whose names are Colette Goodenough and Barbara Ann Wilcox. It is said that he tied the girls to the tree, had his way with them, brutally beat them, and then repeated that over and over again until he got bored, and then he hung the girls via the noose from the tree.
Ew.
When they died from the hanging, he buried their bodies in a shallow grave at the base of the tree, but would return and repeatedly have his way with the decomposing corpses.
Sick.
That's all you got. It's just
That's
sick.
all I gotta say.
Fucked up.
On July 21st, 1972, Gerald grabbed 2 more young girls who were hitchhiking through town, Nancy Trotter and Paula Sue Wells, 17 and 18, tied them to the oak tree and threatened to kill them. When he was about to finish off the girls, when he's about to kill them, the police radio screeched, and he was called away on a police emergency. So he left the 2 girls tied to the tree, alive. What do you think they did? Fuck yeah, they got out.
Yeah.
They got out, and they ran to the nearest police station. Guess whose police station that was?
It was his. Of course it was.
When he returned and found the girls were gone, he called the station with a lame-ass excuse of I've done something foolish, and said he was just trying to scare the girls straight. Yeah, that didn't float. So he was stripped of his badge and arrested for battery. Gerald posted bail and was released. 2 months later, he abducted, tortured, and killed Susan Place and Georgia Jessup and buried them again under the oak tree. A few months later, Gerald had beat the rap on the battery charge. He got off on that one. And a couple of hitchhikers came across Susan and George's body. The autopsy told them that the girls had been tied to the tree, and at some point, and then further investigation showed that the girls were known hitchhikers, and with the similarities from the other 2 girls, yeah, they got a warrant for Gerald's house. In his home, they found violent stories he had written with full accounts of the torture, rape, and murder of all of his victims. Also found were personal possessions like jewelry, diaries, and teeth from at least 8 young women and girls who had gone missing. Gerald was charged in 1973 and found guilty of the deaths of Susan and Georgia and given 2 life sentences, but was declared to be linked to more than 30 missing girls.
Dang.
On December 3rd, now you remember this was 1973 when he went to jail. On December 3rd, 1995, Gerald was found stabbed to death in his own cell by a fellow inmate, Vincent Riviera, who was, he was sentenced for 53 more years on his double life sentence for killing this guy. So that mighty oak tree should have been just another beautiful tree in this forest. But some have come to believe that what Gerald used this tree for and the blood of all of these girls and stuff like that has opened up the tree for more dark and ominous things. Some even say that the devil himself now claims this tree as his own. If you are brave, and you're brave enough to venture out into the forest to where the great oak stands, you can hear strange sounds and chanting. The KKK have also claimed these woods to hold their meetings and even hang their victims there. Some reports claim to see hooded figures lurking in the trees, which they believe to be satanic worshipers. Others believe that people are seeing the ghosts of the girls still roaming the woods. Other accounts, you can hear screams of the young women coming from a bathroom that is located out there by the tree. Which I thought was a little weird. That there's a bathroom out there, but
it's like a state park, maybe.
It might be. You should never take a small part of this tree. Like you would take a souvenir. It's like, I'm at the devil's tree. Look at me. I'm going to take some bark, or I'm going to take a twig. They say you should never take any of that because there have been several severe car accidents and financial issues after people have snaked stuff from the tree. There's been several attempts to cut this tree down. They want to get rid of this tree because it's. Obviously, if it's this bad and it's bringing in the KKK and it's bringing in Satan worshipers and all that stuff, they just want to get it out of there. So, you're gonna cut a tree down in the middle of the woods. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get a chainsaw. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say that. They went out there with a chainsaw to cut it down, and as they started to cut into the tree, the teeth of the blade shattered and broke apart from this chainsaw. Like if something broke on the chain. There was also a claim that they took an axe to the tree, and when the guy went to axe it, the head of the axe flew off, hitting him in the head and killing him.
Oh my.
That would suck.
That was an old axe, an old wood one that didn't have a tip on it. It wasn't. I've had that happen with, what do you call those big heavy hammers?
Sledgehammer?
Yeah. Where the
head just flies off.
The head just flies off. Yeah, that's scary when you're going.
It's true.
But it happens.
So, is this tree's blood-soaked trunk as evil as people say? That is a question I leave for you and our listeners.
Oh, you don't want us to answer it?
No, you definitely can answer it. What do you think? Is it evil? Is it the tree?
Well, it's not the tree. It's the things that happen around the tree. But, I'm sure it's soaked in some of that.
There was some accounts that there was also a secondary tree out there in those woods that a lot of the other things happened to, where he might have taken some of the other victims. But there's some sort of channel that runs through there because it's in Florida and it's down, right on. God, I can't remember which. It's on the ocean side of Florida, not the Gulf. and there's a lot of inlets and a lot of channels, and they say that they were finding bodies in the channels too, where he had thrown them in there. And
they're lucky they even found him with all the alligators down there.
Shrimp, yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're only accounting for 30 of them, so was there more that nobody knows about? Because most of the time he would grab young girls who were hitchhiking through there that nobody knew they were missing.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I guess there's all kinds of cool sounds and chantings and ghostly figures all around the tree. They say that when the sun sets at just the right time, you can actually still see the devil actually sitting up in the tree.
You had mentioned about not taking a piece of the tree. I've heard that, wilderness people bringing something out of the woods or whatever, and feeling like they were being watched while they were there, and they took a stick and were using it for a cane and took it home, and they never felt right after that. And a lot of people say you never just take something out of the woods. You always ask nature,
Yeah.
It's just like stealing from a person,
You're stealing from Mother Nature.
Yeah, and a lot of state parks have those signs now that say, "Don't take anything, leave it as it was before you were even there."
Yeah, because you never know. Like you said, you're taking something and something evil happened around that tree. You could be taking it home with you, and
yeah. Very true.
Just picking up any random thing. You don't know what it was used for. So,
I'd hate to know what some of that stuff might have been used for. It could be brutal.
Well, oh look, a beautiful rock, and somebody could have been in an arrowhead back in the day and killed many people. You never know.
Or somebody used it to crack some skulls.
Yep.
Or maybe open a coconut so they could live on the juices of the coconut.
That too, yeah.
I can't remember the name of the little town. I was researching at one point. There just wasn't enough information to make any kind of exciting story. But it's now to a point where you used to be able to kind of walk out there to the ruins of this little village. And now they've got it all shut down to trespassers, and they will fine you. The police come out there and fine you for being on this property. But that's a big one.
Where's that at?
I can't remember, and I can't remember exactly. But that was a big one where people were taking some of the rocks from the foundation of the old homes and taking home some evil spirits. But that woods is supposed to be seriously haunted too. I watched videos on it. I never saw anything, but.
Yeah.
You watch those 2-hour YouTube videos and you're like, are they going to fucking find anything? And then it's like, well, that was a bust.
So, is this Devil's Tree, is it a sightseeing place? I mean, is it marked? Does it have a trail to go see the Devil Tree? You know what I'm saying? Is it a draw?
There is a trail. There is a trail that goes back to it. I'm not sure how far the hike is back there, and it's not that it's quarantined off. You can walk back to it if you can find it.
Is it advertised though?
I don't think so. I don't think there's placards. From the videos that I watched, there wasn't. People were out in the woods looking for it, and there are a couple other trees in the vicinity in that area that look a lot like it.
So how would you know you got the right one?
Exactly. You don't. Well, you look up at sunset and see if the devil's sitting up there. You were going to say something earlier when I said something about the devil sitting in the tree. You had a look on your face.
What if it's the Jersey Devil?
That's true. What if it was? I mean, it's not that much farther down there from Jersey. Just a nice little flight for that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's all interlinked.
Maybe.
All cryptid and creepies are interlinked in some way. Did you open your pop, did you?
I did. Did you hear it?
Oh, I think we all heard it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there you go. That is my story of the sick fucking individual that, I get it with being abused as a child and, having that identity crisis. I mean, I don't blame him for that, but I mean, even as a serial killer, I don't even blame him for that. But going back to the corpses and still having your way with the corpses, I mean, there's got to be a line drawn somewhere.
So did the police go and get the bodies then?
They were working on it. Yeah, they some, like I said, some hitchhikers found found the one bodies, the bones sticking up out of the ground, and they came across it, and then they did the autopsy and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, but there are bodies scattered all over the place out there that they've found in different places. Not all of them were buried underneath that tree, probably because he ran out of room.
What would you do if you ever came across just walking around and came across a body, arm sticking up out of the ground? Or
I would call the police.
Yeah.
Or what would you do?
I don't know. Freak out. I'd be like,
what the fuck is that? And then I'd call the police. I'd have to investigate first. I wouldn't touch anything though.
Yeah, you don't want no fingerprints on it whatsoever.
No.
But yeah, I would call the cops.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd have to hike out of the fucking woods and find reception, and then I would call the cops.
Yeah. And then try to figure out where you
saw
it.
Yeah, where did I find that at? Because you ain't marking it on GPS because the phone has no damn reception.
Yeah. So
yeah, there you go. The Devil's Tree in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Thank you, Bambi, for the...
Yeah. That was so funny.
She's like, oh, you need to do this. You got to do this. And I got to read into it, and I'm like, oh, Jen will love this. He's fucking dead bodies. Repeatedly.
I'm gross.
Do you have to take something along with you?
What?
Some KY or some...
Oh my God, Jen.
Ew, no, they're decomposing, so they're juicy.
So it's nature's lubricant. Just squish out the mags while you're in there.
Ew.
There you go. Hey, I'm just throwing it out there. It's just a question. Just a question.
Okay.
These are the things that sometimes I need answers for. Yeah. All right. So there you go. Kind of a short episode today.
That was gross.
You didn't love it?
Oh, I loved it, but do you need to take anything with you? No.
It's so bad when you're looking into things like this and you think about that kind of stuff, though. It just pops into your head like, how does that work?
How could you handle the smell if they're decomposing?
Well, he's disgusting anyway, so he probably doesn't care.
He probably stinky.
Well, I never really thought about that. I never thought about the smell.
Some people are just
maybe
fucked up.
Vicks under his nose.
That could be, or maybe that was part of the...
Maybe it turned him on.
I say that. Yeah, that was part of the get off there. Yeah. It's like, oh, you smell so ravenous this evening.
What is that? Essence of decay.
You're the only one. Let me put it in your butt.
Oh God. Okay.
Or
you don't mind.
or they're so bloated he just puts a little hole in their stomach because everywhere else he's like, I'm gonna try this.
Wait.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's gross.
Now you're just stuck with that. It's gonna live rent free in your brain forever. Oh. I just think it'd be a lot of fucking work to go dig the body back up. And you fuck it, and then you put it back in the ground.
He did it in a shallow grave. He just covered them. He didn't. I mean, for somebody just to walk by and find it. So.
What about like the bugs?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Spiders.
Animals. I mean,
yeah. It could have been a rat in there. Bite his wiener.
Maybe that was part of the draw too. Oh. The thrill of the chase.
He's used to killing animals too, so I'm sure he just. That's gross.
He sticks his wiener in and something bites it in there.
He yanks his wiener out and he bludgeons it.
Oops. Which is part of the snake and which is part of my wiener? Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, that went off.
Oh,
Direction.
yeah. You gotta sometimes just go for the stupidly fucking arrogant or whatever terrible side of serial killers. Gotta love them. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with United States Paranormal, the Rocker Chick, J-Dub, me, Golden J. If you have any questions for us, if you've ever had sex with a decomposing body, shoot us an email, Logan, gmail.com. No, I'm just kidding. That's not exactly his email. If you email me at the United States Paranormal, I'll make sure he gets your email. But no, seriously, if you have any ideas or you have any comments or whatever, email us or hit us up.
One of your next emails, you're disgusting.
You're a sick fucker. I was researching this and I'm like, why is this not really bothering me? It was weird. But yeah, always check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com. We do have a really great merch section up there where we have the brand new birthday shirt. It's pretty sick, isn't it? It's pretty awesome.
I like it.
Yeah. I love it. So, there are pint glasses on there now, so you can go check it out. And if you like United States Paranormal, you want to get into some more of the other Golden Mojo Entertainment shows, go check out The Call Guys with Colton and Gunner, or Golden Image Podcast with myself, Chico Noise, and the Skywalker. Indiana Chiefs fans is on sabbatical until the new season kicks in, probably preseason, so probably about in August. Or you can see The Murd Nerds, True Crime with Ashley and Alicia, or A Quart of Books and Booze. Those both release on Friday. Quart of Books and Booze is with the Skywalker, Jessica, and Amanda, where they are your basement book club. They are covering The Throne of Glass right now. Their new episode from The Queen of Shadows come out just last Friday, so I have completed that book, finally.
You didn't read it.
But I did read it.
You listened to it.
I listened to it. It was like reading it, just better because my boss would kill me if she found out I was reading a book while driving down the road.
Yeah, probably.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week as Team Boozer comes back, as we're covering every week now.
Woohoo!
Yeah!
You never know
Need your ideas.
We need those ideas. The United States Paranormal at gmail.com. Send us ideas. Send us stuff we don't know about. We want to do the weird and bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
J-Dub is all about the weird and bizarre.
If you've had paranormal experiences, we'd like to interview you too. So, hey.
Yes.
Email us. Let us know.
If you've ever pissed in a cup on the side of the road.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that have done that.
Every truck driver in
America. Yeah.
Guys have it easy. They can just go in a bottle.
It had to be a Gatorade bottle.
Why?
Because it has a larger mouth.
Oh, Jesus. Just don't put it in like a beer bottle like on Dumb and Dumber and then get pulled over and the guy drinks it.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad news. Yeah, that's bad news. All right, guys. We'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.
To support other Golden Mojo Entertainment productions, check out Golden Image Podcast, The Call Guys, and Murd Nerds wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts. To see photos and find new episodes of the United States of Paranormal, follow us on our social media. Twitter at TUSOPPOD, or Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and Facebook, the United States of Paranormal. If you have a place that you'd like us to look into, or would like to share your spooky story that we can read on the air, please email us at the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com.